Hey my friends, let me do my Vanna White for you as I show you everything over my shoulder. That's right. Can you see all this cool stuff along with Freddie Mercury? That's right. A bunch of computer parts. There's a motherboard, there's a GPU, there's a PSU, there's a case, and there's RAM, whatever RAM is and whatever it does. I have it because I'm building my own computer. Before I jump into the reasons I decided to take on this task of building my own computer and also the story behind it, as well as what does this have to do with sports photography, I'm going to build it. I'm going to try and answer a couple questions that's probably on your mind. The first one would be, why did I decide to build my own PC? And the other one would be, what does this have to do with sports photography? Actually, that's probably the most important one, but let's save that for the end. Why did I build my own PC? My current PC is about 5 years old. So in tech years, that's pretty old. Okay, so why didn't I just update the one I have? Well, because it's so old, the motherboard, which is kind of a generic motherboard, is not compatible with today's technology. In building my own PC, I can select the exact components I want. I'm not stuck with whatever Dell's going to give me because they got a swinging deal on it. A mass purchase, a great deal on it. We can give you 10,000 fans for $2. Woohoo! That's not going to happen. I can pick exactly which GPU I want, match it up with the motherboard, match it up with the CPU, with the RAM. I can get things dialed in just how I want it. That's one of the reasons. The other reason is, well, I'm tired of pre-built PCs and the troubles I've had with them. I've had about 5 different ones in the past 20 years. Each one has had problems. They've had to be warrantied. One of them, an HP, directly out of the box, turned it on. 10 minutes later, it shut down. Turned it off, turned it back on again. 10 minutes later, it shut down. I cracked this one open myself and found that the wiring, they had a wire going across the CPU fan, so the CPU fan would not turn to cool down the processor, which in turn led to it overheating and shutting down. And just recently, here's a good story for you. I'll try and keep it condensed. My girlfriend, we spec'd her out a computer from Dell, about $1,400 computer, a lot of great stuff on it. She had it for about 3 months. For 2 of those months, it was unusable. Within a few weeks, she started having problems with it. And then we got the tech support, which took hours to talk to the tech support. They sent out a tech 3 different times. They didn't fix the problem. We even sent the computer back to Dell, who sent it back to us, assuring, oh, here's the 20 points they went over and everything's fine now. It would turn on, but it wouldn't boot up. And then I did a bunch of research online, watched a bunch of YouTube creators, and I'll leave a little shout out to them in the description. And I realized it's not that difficult and I could do it for half the price. So those are the reasons I built my own PC. Then the other question, what does this have to do with sports photography? Well, as a sports photographer, just imagine if you were still shooting with an SLR camera. You got to keep up with the times, right? So now you have a DSLR, which is digital, which makes life a lot easier. Same goes for your computer. Your computer deals with the editing programs that you have, like Photoshop, Lightroom, and Luminar especially. If you remember my Luminar video and my frustrations I had with them, it took about 48 seconds for the program to load a photo so I could edit it. Now that time is 13 seconds on average. It fixed a lot of problems that way. So now I can use Luminar sometimes when I feel the need to maybe do some sky replacement or do some more artistic creativity with my sports photos. So as a sports photographer, I can get things out to the public faster, which means a potential of increased sales. So there you have it. That's why I built my own PC. That's what it has to do with sports photography. For this PC build, I gave myself a cap of $900. That's all I was going to allow myself because I want to see if I could do a budget PC that would still accomplish everything I want to. Because if I can do it on a budget, I can share that with you guys and you can build your own PC as well. I did it for less than $900, about $876, I believe it was. If your computer is similar to mine, it's getting a little bit old, it's a little sluggish, can't quite keep up with things anymore, and you've defragged it and you've reformatted and reinstalled Windows and all that fun stuff, think about building your own PC. There are some great tutorials out there. Not only do they show you step by step how to assemble a computer, they also tell you why they picked the certain components that they picked and how they work together. Please be safe out there, everybody. The virus is still around. It's still kicking our butts. So please take the precautions you need. Get out and shoot when you can. And if you can't, go ahead, build a new PC.